everyone, I'm here today with a fall inspired tutorial for this look here. I have just been obsessed with the Natasha Denona Safari palette. It's pretty much been the only palette I've used since I got it 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, and I just really love it. So I actually filmed a tutorial yesterday using more of like this color and the purples. I'm pretty sure I used that one yesterday as well. So it's kind of more of a fall look still, but more neutral. And in that video, I was like, I really want to use this like dark army green, olive green, safari green color all over my lid. And so that's what I did today. It's definitely very smoky and dark. And I just paired it with a really nice nude lip because if I go too dark with my lips and dark eyes, just a lot for my face. But you definitely could pair this with a darker lip if you wanted to. But I like the nude lip with it. I feel like it makes it a little bit more wearable, especially for me. So I'm getting all the fall vibes. It's supposed to be 100 degrees here today in Northern California. And then it's supposed to drop down to like the 70s. But I refuse to believe that it is going to be 100. So I'm like wearing like my Sherpa vest, long sleeve shirt. I'm feeling the fall vibes even though the weather outside is saying something totally different. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you are new, welcome to my channel. My name is Cassie. I hope you decide to stay a while and hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up before you leave and hit that notification bell. That way you're notified of any new videos that come out. And without further ado, let's just get into the tutorial. So starting out, we're gonna prime our skin. My Makeup Forever Nourishing Primer. I love this stuff. By the time this video goes up, I have already finished it and it is in my empties, but it's a wonderful, wonderful primer. Next, I'm using this little e.l.f. stick for under your eyes. It's very hydrating and my under eyes have been really dry lately, so I love just patting this lightly under the eyes. And then this is the Charlotte Tilbury Unisex Glow. It gives you a little bit of a tan to your skin and it just kind of adds a nice healthy glow. So I'm just adding that on underneath my foundation. Now for my foundation, I did quite the cocktail. I'll have it all listed below, but it is the Natasha Denona Glow Foundation, X Foundation, and Transformat Foundation. It's a pump of each. The Glow and the X are in the shade 40. And then the Transformation one, I believe, is 5N. I needed to lighten it up a little bit, but I did mix all three of those. I just kind of wanted to try the combination, and I really, really loved the way that it looked. It had a nice bit of glow from the Glow Foundation, longevity, and kind of like a more matte finish from the other two. Then going in with my tried and true Laura Mercier Profusion Longwear concealer. I can never remember the name. I'm doing shade 1C and 2C, and I'm just highlighting the center of my face as well as under my eyes. This is my favorite concealer. It's just lightweight, great coverage, and it lasts all day. It doesn't crease. It's just absolutely wonderful. And then I always use my beauty blender to blend it out. I love that it doesn't crease, it doesn't settle into fine lines, and it just melts into your foundation just perfectly. Then I'm going to take the Anastasia contour stick in Fawn, and I'm just going to contour my nose just to slim it out a tiny bit. I do skip one little side on my nose because it kind of like divots in, and I don't want to make that even more noticeable. And then I'm just going to take this Heavenly brush from IT Cosmetics, it's, I think, the number 7 brush, and I'm just going to lightly blend it out. This brush just makes everything blend so easily, and then this contour stick is just phenomenal. Then I'm going to go in with the Essence Banana Powder, and I'm going to set under my eyes. I'm going to set my lids and along my nose. This is an e.l.f. setting brush, I believe, and I've used it for years. I absolutely love it. Very inexpensive, and it's great if you like to use a brush to set your powder versus like using a damp beauty sponge. This brush is just absolutely great. Then I'm taking my Giorgio Armani powder. By the time you watch this video, it's also in my empties. It's just a really great powder. It's very light. It's the Silk Luminous powder in the shade 2, and I just use that to set my face. Next, I'm going to go in the shade Tamarind, which is a kind of mustardy yellow, and I'm just blending that into the crease using a fluffy brush. I'm not sure what brush this is, but it's just a standard fluffy brush. I'm pretty sure that this is from MAC, this one is, and I'm just going in the crease and going slightly above. You'll want to make sure, especially with this color, that your lids are not extra tacky. You really want to set them really well. Otherwise, it can tend to stick to the tackiness of your eye base, and it's a little bit difficult to blend out, so it takes a little bit more work. I'm also going to take that same brush and just run it under the eyes and start smoking out and building the color on the lower lash line. Then I'm going to go in the color Tribe, which is a bright kind of fiery orange, or a pumpkin orange. It's really, really beautiful. This brush is from the Morphe and Jaclyn Hill collection. I bought the big set with the eye brushes and the face brushes and the case, and I really like a lot of the eye brushes. There's a lot of these thin blendy brushes in there, like more pointed ones, and I've been loving them for crease work. And so I'm just using one of those and blending this into the crease, and then I'm dragging it towards the lower lash line on the outer corner, and then going back in with that first brush we used with no additional product and just blending it out. And then I'm going to go in with this color Savannah, which is a gorgeous olivey color. Now this color you probably would want something a little bit stickier, because I did find throughout this tutorial that when you start to blend the crease color, it can start to lift some of the lid color. So just keep that in mind. You can either just apply a little bit more or maybe use a little stickier base to really adhere that matte color to your eye, because I did find that the more I blended, the more it kind of started to lift a little bit, and you might see that throughout the editing. Then I'm going in with another brush similar to the one I was using, also from that same Morphe and Jaclyn Hill collection, and I took a tiny bit of the green and I put that in the crease, and now I'm taking a little bit of the orange, which is Tribe, and blending that in. I'm kind of going back and forth between the green and the orange so that I can get a nice gradient effect. Then I'm going to go in with the Milani Most Loved Mattes, and because this palette, the lighter shades are just a little too dark for my skin tone to use as a bright brow bone color, I like to use this palette just to get a nice kind of creamy vanilla color for my brow bone. Now I'm going back in and blending some more. This one has the green on it, so I can really blend and diffuse the green into the crease. So I have two different brushes, one for the green and one for that orange Tribe color. Next I'm going to go in with the color Masai, and this is the brush that I used that had the orange Tribe color, and I'm blending that into the socket, like right in the socket. So it'll go from the green to kind of this really pretty purple, and then fade to the orange, and then fade to the mustard. And I'm just going back and forth blending, and depending on your eye shape, you may have to do less blending. I have big eyes, but they're slightly hooded, but they're also kind of wrinkly. So it sometimes takes me a little bit more blending to get it to look really nice. And so just depending on your eye shape, if you have more smooth lids, if you have more deep set eyes, or it's a little bit smoother looking, you might not have to do as much blending as I had to. Then I'm just going to go in and do just a light line on my lash line. I'm not doing a winged liner or anything. This is the Dior, pretty sure this is the Dior liquid liner, which is a great liner. Then I'm going to go back in with Savannah, which is that green that was on our lid, and I'm going to stamp that right along the lash line. I did put a little bit of dark brown liner in my waterline, and I'm just smoking that out. Any brush that you see with a white handle, that one is the Morphe and Jaclyn Hill. Then I'm taking a smaller fluffy brush and the color Amara, and I'm blending that on the lower lash line, going back in with the Most Loved Mattes and popping that matte cream shade right in the corner just to brighten it up a little bit. Then I'm going to take my Makeup Forever Profusion bronzer. That's probably going to be in the empties very soon as well, because I'm almost out, and this brush from that Jaclyn Hill collection is really, really nice. I am not sponsored or affiliated with Morphe. I don't have a code for you. I bought these with my own money, and so I really do like these. I did talk about them in, I believe, my September favorites, and this is probably one of my favorite brushes out of the collection, is this big kind of bronzing brush. It's one of my favorites. So just bronzing up the face, and then I'm going to go in with this Marc Jacobs blush in Flesh and Fantasy, And this is an IT Cosmetics blush brush, and I'm just popping that right on the cheeks. And then I'm gonna go in with Makeup Revolution. This is one of their little heart highlighters. I decluttered a lot of them, but I kept this one and it's absolutely beautiful. And this is a Wet n Wild brush, and I'm just popping that right on to my cheekbones. It's really, really pretty. They're pretty inexpensive. I want to say they're under $10. Maybe they're like $5 or $6, but they're absolutely gorgeous. They have a really nice sheen to them, and they don't look chalky on the skin. And then I'm taking one of my contour powders. I think this is a discontinued one from MAC, but MAC has some really great contour shades. And this is a Makeup Geek brush, and I'm just running it along the side of my nose very, very lightly and trying to carve out my nose. And now my favorite, this is the Hourglass Caution Mascara, and then I popped on some lashes. You can see the lash glue still drying here. The Sephora lip liner in the Nudist, I talk about it all the time. And then Kat Von D Bow and Arrow. I talk about this product in my fall must-haves video because it's phenomenal. And that's the finished look. Okay, so that is it for the finished look. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm getting all of the fall vibes. I filmed a tutorial yesterday, which I don't know which one's gonna be up first, with the same palette. And in that video, I was like, you know, I really wanna use that deep green color all over the lid. And I feel like it's very fall, nice and smoky. It's really pretty. Obviously, you could do a vampy lip if you want to. For me, it'd be like a little bit too much, but you would definitely get some serious fall vibes if you did that. But I kind of like a more nude lip. I'm actually gonna add my favorite Color Riche from L'Oreal in Shining Peach on top just to kind of lighten it up a little and give a little glossiness. Because sometimes I feel if I do dark eyes and dark lips, it's just too overpowering for me. But I like that now that I've lightened it up a little bit. So have you guys tried this palette? What are your thoughts? Let me know down in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe before you leave, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.